Hello everyone, welcome to the Rugby Nerds. My name is Adrian.
I am Jean-Pierre.
And this is our first go at hosting a podcast. Very exciting for us being World Cup. I think before we start, Jean-Pierre, let's have a beer.
Let's open a beer.
So I think predominantly what we're going to discuss is obviously the World Cup fixtures, the quarterfinal fixtures, which we'll start off with a kind of agenda working from Wales to Argentina and work our way towards the schedules for the weekend. As you can hear, we are Afrikaans, but we are talking the English language just for you.
We're going to try our very best. Apologies to our English-speaking viewers and also to our Northern Hemisphere viewers, because we are not a very biased channel.
And obviously we'll have tons of Northern Hemisphere viewers. 4.
Yes.
So essentially some background. We're very big fans of rugby. We've come a long way. We've known each other for 25 years, so pretty much best friends since we've been 14. And both of us are 40 now. Even you won't agree to it, but he's 40 as well.
Just turned 40. I'm a whole year younger than he is.
So I think JP, what we should do is probably let's start with the elephant in the room, Wales versus Argentina. I think if we look at past results first, right? So
Yeah.
I think for me, Wales was actually quite a surprise, especially with the drumming that they received from South Africa. That warm-up game, they actually took quite a bit of a hiding. What was it, 60 in the 60s, 10, 17 or something?
Yeah.
It was. So I think, but they have actually improved significantly, because I had very low expectations for them, especially with the three teams with new coaches this year. Obviously, Australia, England, and Wales.
Yeah, like I said, I thought in the beginning, my predictions for this World Cup, obviously that side of the pool is not a great pool, and so the standards.
Yeah. Let's be honest. I think most of us expect from Pool A and Pool B to win the semi-final. So it doesn't matter actually who goes through. I think they'll probably beat C and D. I know it's not if you're English or if you're English, Fijian or Argentina, you probably won't like this, but. I'll do some predictions, but afterwards we'll actually go through some predictions. But I don't have a lot of hope for those teams. But
No.
but we'll focus on the quarterfinal now. In any case,
Yeah, like I said, in the beginning I said Argentina is actually going to go all the way to the semi-finals. At this moment, it's probably still a possibility, but after the Japan game, that's the only good game Argentina actually played.
But that's the thing. I obviously we listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of the interesting things for me was as well as I think Brian Abana mentioned that he believes Argentina has one big game in them.
Yeah.
And I really thought the Japan versus Argentina game was really, really good.
It was a good game.
Yeah, because Japan played well.
But how good is Japan?
That's the other question. But I do think Argentina can do it. But if we look at some of the squads, obviously Dan Bigger being able to play today is major for them.
Yeah.
I'm going to just kind of point out a few players which I think will probably have a big impact in the game. Tommy Rifle, impressive player for me. He's been really good in the past 12 months. And he was the only player from here that was good against South Africa, Tommy Rifle.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. His class. Obviously, George North, class player. And I'm a massive fan of Liam Williams.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah,
great
solid.
try scorer.
Great under the eyeball.
On the Argentina side, how big a loss is Matera?
Yeah,
for this game?
I think the go forward ball is going to be major for them. But they do have some classy backline players as well. If you look at what's his name, Carreras is a really Bofelli is obviously a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think up front is where it's going to be interesting. Even though if you look at the Argentinian players, Marcus Kramer obviously is really good, but he's a risk.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows him for
red cards.
For little red, yellow.
But I also think we always give him flack because he always gets cards, but it's just a passionate player. I think.
Yeah,
it's just
I think that's the style.
Overly passionate, and
it's the same with their Italian teams as well.
Yeah, we're probably not going to go too long about this game. What do you think?
No, for me, I think let's save our predictions for after that we went through all the games.
All right.
But yeah. Anyway, if we quickly look at the bench, There's not much to talk about, in all honesty, at the bench. I don't think any of these two squads have got a strong bench. Nicolas Sanchez obviously is an old hand.
Yeah.
I quite rate him.
He can come on and maybe win the
Yeah.
game with the last gasp penalty, and
Yeah, I think Gareth Anscombe also him missing out is a big thing for Wales, because Dan Bigger hasn't been that impressive for me this tournament so far. I don't know what do you think?
yeah, he's a big player. He's like the he's like
BNT.
he's like the
BNT.
Farrell for England. We all love Owen Farrell.
Definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, so that's kind of game one. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't see this being a runaway type
Not
of
an
game.
exciting game to look forward to. I don't think so.
Look, if Argentina played that again the way they played against Japan, it might be interesting. But I don't see it. You're right. I just don't see it. Well, it's also a team that can kind of just grind you down, because it's very similar to South African style, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty much make you soft up front, and then they kind of move the ball wide. But I'm not sure if Dan Bigger is an exciting enough fly-off to throw the ball around.
And I must say, Argentina is probably the one Southern Hemisphere team that they are very good with their place kicking.
Yeah.
So they always have a good place kicker.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think that might be a
Yeah, Perfetti doesn't miss, but Bigger also doesn't.
yeah, that's also true.
I think it's going to be exciting. Both of us are, we've super pumped for today.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. But this game for me, obviously.
How cool would it have been if South Africa played today? That would have just been.
Yeah, I just want to comment on the 9 o'clock South African time is not a great time to watch rugby.
Thank you, France.
Yeah. I don't appreciate it because now being older, starting games at 9, and before there's obviously pre-drinks, and then
Yeah, exactly. Now we must drink coffee while watching the Springbok game.
No. Anyway, so let's move on to today's massive game, main event. Very exciting about this one. This is going to be a close on the call. I'm going to kind of just go through. JP's also going to open up there. Kind of just go through what's on the team.
There.
No, I've got it open here as well.
Okay.
So if you look at the teams, both teams are extremely strong. But let's quickly just talk about the Irish team. I have to say, obviously my heart said I want New Zealand to win, right?
Yeah.
My heart, I want New Zealand to win because it's just an old rivalry. It's something you grew up with, and in our heads, they will always win because you never used to have the ability to beat them. But I think things have changed in the past couple of years. I would say, my humble opinion would be, ever since South Africa left Super Rugby, there has been a slight change.
There's definitely been a decline
in their rugby.
I
think even though they've got massive talents individually, I do think they do struggle up front. Except for obviously the loss we had in New Zealand this year, they just fronted up well. Shannon Frizzell was amazing that game.
They only won it in the first 20 anyway. So
yeah, they smashed us.
And I think if you go and look at the stats again, I think statistically we won most of that game.
Yeah, 100%.
We just couldn't get back. You don't get back from that deficit.
What's a 20-odd 0
against New Zealand? You'll never come back from that.
No one will win.
Yeah,
no one will win. But exciting.
That was the last good game they played.
Yeah.
The last 20 minutes.
The thing is, for me, even though Pool A and Pool B was really tough, right? The one thing, if you look at because number 1 and number 2, or number 1, number 3 was in that stage, was in Pool A, right?
Yeah.
Or number 2, number 3. But the other games were really dead rubber games. They were very poor. Namibia, obviously, nowhere. Uruguay was actually worse for me.
Italy was a big win for them.
But Italy was poor.
And they were poor against France as well.
Yeah, so that's probably the one team that underwhelmed me in this World Cup.
Italy, yeah.
Italy.
And they came in with
they got a really nice team. They got some really, really good talent. Gabrici is really good.
Yeah.
Of course, Capuzzo is really good. It's a talented team. And they got, I can't remember the flank, but also really, they came in with some stars into the team.
And a bit of momentum as well.
Yeah, they being smashed 90 plus for a tier 1 nation.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be competitive. It's not.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very poor.
But let's just quickly, on New Zealand's thing, let's go back to the France game, the opening game.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Sorry.
Dan jy is daar. Were, in your opinion, was New Zealand bad? Was France really good, or was it? I think a bit of both. Like France wasn't that good, but New Zealand was not good at all.
New Zealand didn't pitch up. I thought yes, France was clinical, but I thought it almost seemed to me like New Zealand just didn't pitch up. I feel for me the game was very much a ball.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I don't think it went well for New Zealand. But players like Ollie Xavier didn't do that well. I did think like Shannon Frizzell not playing again had actually quite a big impact because he's for me a Jerome Kano-esque player.
Yeah, he's the new Jerome Kano.
Jerome Kano, Jared Collins mold. If you're too young, unlucky. But those are really hard men like a Skalkberger, a Peter Septetoi.
Yes,
really
exactly.
hard.
Juan Smith.
Yeah, hard players. Obviously, all the references you today is very much South African.
Yeah, not biased at all.
No. You're going to get our predictions not just now. So if
Heineken isn't South African, is it?
Well, it's the beer of the URC. So if we quickly go through the team, there's some talented players here.
Yeah.
If you look at the Irish, the start of the Irish, Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, Ty Furlong.
Ty Furlong probably the best tight head in the competition this year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. I was always going to go Frans Maherbe and Steven Kutzhoff. I don't actually think I don't think they've been doing that well, but I'll touch on that later. Obviously, Peter Mahanimi, what?
Manny.
Manny.
You gotta speak the Irish when you.
Not for me.
Ian Henderson.
There you go. Obviously, Josh van der Vlier.
What a player.
Also, a very, again, Peter Septetoi type of player. Tough guy. And then there's obviously.
I don't know Doris said well. That's it.
No, for me, it's not like someone. It's not a household name for me, but again, because we South Africans, we don't follow everyone as much. We'll probably get better at this as
the URC and the Heineken Cup.
Yeah, produces. Yeah. So if you let's look at the forwards from New Zealand. Ethan de Groot, massive talent for them. Cody Taylor, all down in the game. I do rate him. I think as the game opens up, he'll come into play.
Yeah.
Tyrone Lomax is fine for me. I don't know what your opinion is. Fine. I don't.
Yeah.
I think he'll struggle.
Ethan de Groot's a great player.
Yeah, Ethan de Groot's a problem talent.
Yeah.
Like a long-term.
And they don't have another one like him at this moment. They don't have a.
No, I think if he goes off, no one's going to replace him man for man.
Yeah.
Obviously, Broderick Taylor, Scott Barrett, world-class pairing of the locks. Scott Barrett.
They also have Sam Whitelock on the bench, so they don't lose anything.
No, they lose nothing. Broderick Taylor obviously getting on now. Scott Barrett, bit of a risky player sometimes.
Great player.
Yeah, great player because he's also he's like a Franco Moster.
Yes. He's a good player. That one thing against us the other day.
Yeah, that was reckless, but reckless. Poor discipline, I would say.
Yeah.
But overall, I do rate him. I think.
Very good player.
Class player. Shannon Frizzell, like we just mentioned, hard man of New Zealand.
He's probably their best Lucy in a while at the moment.
Yeah, he's definitely the new.
But barring Adi Sevilla, which is like
I'm just a leave on his own. For me, it's the best number 8 by a country mile in the world. There's nothing close to him. Sam Kane, lucky.
No, lucky. not a fan.
Lucky.
I'm sorry, he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he just came into the right time.
And they just compare him to Richie McCaw, and I don't think there's even a.
No, it's nothing to really talk about there. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I think if he wasn't captain, he wouldn't have been there.
Exactly.
That's why I don't think he would be.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll go to the back line. Obviously, Gibson Park. He's playing the rugby. His best rugby in his career at the moment.
Crazy.
It's got such a quick ball.
They have ruck speed with him cleaning. It's the quickest.
Insane.
The quickest in world rugby at the moment. I think it's like 2 seconds or something stupid.
It's insane, yeah. I was going to comment on that as well with slow England's ruck speed.
Yeah.
Was it 4 point something seconds? It's like literally half the speed. So that's why I say, let's say you see Ireland play against England, they will smash in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think they there's enough. He gets enough credit for what he does. Keeps him calm.
100%. But it's also
Because he's not a flashy scrum half, you know what I mean? He doesn't.
No, you're 100% correct.
And the other day he came on, he had to move to the wing. He still got man of the match, still made a try.
Yeah, he's class. And he was never for me in the conversation a year back or 2 years ago. It wasn't in the conversation even. And now
you just heard the name, it wasn't.
but now suddenly you're like, we're all taking note, right? So there's definitely something there. And then if we move on to obviously Aaron Smith, I also think he's really playing well.
Yeah, good player.
I like to hate him. He's one of those players for me. It's like a TJ Perenara type. I actually didn't like Lucian Perenara.
Got the best pass in the game.
Yeah, he's such a class act.
And his support running is crazy. How many tries does he score from support running?
He does. And yeah, this is obviously his last hurrah. I think for New Zealand.
Yeah.
But he's a class act. Then obviously moving on, Johnny Sexton, the master there at fly off.
Oh, he's just getting better.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, if he's off, I don't think they'll win. For instance, in this scenario, I think he plays such a big part in Irish rugby. When he retires now, there will be a bit of a transition from him to the next fly-off. I don't think the next fly-off actually will man up the way he mans up, but you never know. We always think the same thing. Yeah. How are you going to place Johnny Wilkinson? How are you going to place, Butch James, whatever the case might be? But you always do. Somehow there's some new talent come through and it's just man up. And obviously, Richie Mwanga.
Great player. I'm a fan. Richie Mwanga.
I'm just worrying. I always just think about him. Is he the BMT guy? Is he that guy?
But also in big games, he's a what is his kicking percentage? Must be close to the mid-80s.
Yeah, well, it's better than us.
Yeah, yeah, but he's a great place kicker. Also, he can win games for you.
Look, if the game opens up.
A crazy defender for his size as well.
Yeah, but he's elusive as well.
He's a great runner. He
can play both
I think Damien McKenzie is a better ball player than he is. That's my personal opinion. Damien McKenzie is a game breaker. He's not so much a game breaker.
Yeah, I just think, it's the same as most teams, that they'll go with what they know.
Yeah.
And they know him.
Yeah.
I think Damien McKenzie, if it was probably 6 months ago and we're still warming up, he might have been in the mix more.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's enough trust for him to start a game.
No, he was out for a whole year. I mean, a year ago.
Yeah.
So, but also a great player. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah. so move on to the wings. James Lowe, which.
Yeah, he's still having an awesome season.
Awesome season. Obviously, the way he carried on against us annoyed me.
Yeah.
Tremendously. But yeah, he's playing really well. And like I said, I didn't really rate him that highly, but I think he's manned up. His experience shows clearly now.
Yeah,
the way he's playing. I think,
and also his experience from Super Rugby that 100%. Really comes through.
He knows what this is about. And against us, he was for me pretty much a shining star against us. I thought he played really well against South Africa. He made a difference. And
the best of all is, if you think of a guy like James Lowe, do you think even James Lowe will get a spot in the Springbok team?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Probably not. No, I think it's tough to get into the Springbok team. But it's also our dynamic. Our dynamic is small wings.
Yeah, but we can't go into that because a lot of great players won't get into our team.
And vice versa. Some people won't get into our team.
That's a whole podcast.
Okay, cool. So Leicester, Fayanga, Anuko. I don't know him that well, I have to be honest. Yeah.
You know what happened? It's
someone's injured.
No, that guy that you said is from South Africa. What's the other? Talia.
So Mark Talia.
Yeah, he broke team protocol. That's why he's.
He went.
Yeah, maybe it's. So Ian Foster said it's nothing big, but he won't elaborate on what that was. But that's the reason, because Talia is probably one of their best players.
Yeah, he's a find.
Yeah,
I think he's a proper talent long term. Remember we had a conversation about a year or 2 years ago. We said, "Geez, this Caleb Clark guy, how are you going to replace him?"
Yeah,
and we also mentioned
little bit of Lomu came.
Lomu-ish, Sevilla,
yeah, Julian the bus.
but the thing is with them, what I also mentioned to you was their wings don't last.
Yeah,
in New Zealand, if you win, you make 50 tests, amazing.
Except for like a guy like Ben Smith, who started wing and went to fullback. And
but he's Conrad Smith as well.
Conrad Smith,
on centre.
But
those were class acts. But using New Zealand, the wings, I think there's just so much raw talent in the back line. You're lucky to play 50 tests in the back line, especially outside three.
The guys who do last, though, we're going to the rest of the team, but the guys who do last are utility players. They last quite long.
They
Bowden Barrett or Geordie Barrett or like Damien McKenzie. He'll play for a long time because they like changing up their backline, putting players in different positions.
That's probably strategically. I don't know if it's from the player itself.
Yeah.
Maybe they know this.
Because our utility players don't do well like that. You know what I mean? So there's always
or some new talent coming through.
Yeah. But they always have a guy like Ben Smith. I think he played centre at one stage for All Blacks as well.
Yeah, no, centre, fullback, wing.
Wing.
But he fitted in everywhere.
Yeah.
And really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Continue. Obviously, probably the man of the tournament thus far, Bandiaki. I do think he's playing out of his skin at the moment.
And he wasn't even starting. He wasn't even starting centre last year.
He wasn't. Yeah, Gary Ringrose was the guy.
No, Gary Ringrose is.
What's the other gent's name? Can't remember. But yes, the other centre. I can't remember his name.
Yes, he was the starting.
Yeah, now but Bandiaki is really raised his hand. He's coming to his own.
Yeah.
And for me, he's been probably the star of the tournament.
Most line breaks, I think, in the tournament.
Yeah, he makes tons of meters, bust tackles. He smashed Marnian Bock.
Yeah.
And ran through him. I think he did. Yeah, I think he's proper. He's got him proper for. But also, the opposition, Jordan Barrett, is also a formidable player. Obviously, he's not so direct, but he has some, cards up his sleeve in the sense.
He's got the offload in the tackle.
In the kicking game.
Yeah.
I think he brings a different dynamic.
I rate Geordie Barrett very highly.
Yeah.
I'm scared when he plays against us.
I rate all the Barretts.
Yeah, they're all good. Bowden Barrett's not having his best season, but
he's also getting on.
Yeah.
I think they're getting on, and like I said, I think just Ian Foster really likes Bowden Barrett.
Yeah.
Really likes him because, let's be honest,
Damien McKenzie
probably should have played.
Yeah, exactly.
But he really likes Bowden Barrett. Anyway, we're digressing.
Yeah.
So obviously Gary Ringrose, I think Gary Ringrose got one on Ricky Ione. Ricky Ione is not on form, but they keep on playing him. I don't think he's on form.
And the best of all is Ricky Ione last year was probably the most dangerous rugby player in world rugby, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because of his speed.
Yeah.
But it's almost like
because if there's a line break, it's a try.
But when they get the ball to him now, he doesn't have space. He usually gets man and ball.
Yeah.
So I do think that probably influences quite a bit here in the sense. But yeah, he is a class act. Is today his day?
Maybe.
Yeah, is today's day. This might be his type of game today. We don't know. Cool, Mac Hansen. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know Mac Hansen.
He was Australian, I think.
Yes,
that's true. I listened to the Australian podcast because they were.
Gibra, shout out.
Shout out to the Good, the Bad, and the Rugby Australia. If you guys listen to this, that'll be great. Yeah, I know. Love that show.
The best rugby podcast for me.
This was our inspiration for this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, drinking beer, talking nonsense.
Yeah.
And just having fun, what we always do. This is pretty much what we do.
In Afrikaans.
In Afrikaans. But this is what we do every Saturday or every
every rugby weekend.
Every rugby weekend we do the same thing, just not in front of a camera. So for us, it's kind of nice just doing this. We also said, even if no one watches, this is a reason for us to stay on.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a few beers, have
a good time, and then obviously go enjoy a rugby.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Continue. Obviously, Will Jordan, class rugby player, one of the former wings in the world.
Yeah, he's good.
And he doesn't look it, does he?
Yeah,
he looks like a soccer player.
Yeah,
he looks like,
and he's good on defense as well.
He reads against the national talent. He finds gaps. His support play is brilliant. Also, he scores a lot of tries just offloads.
Yeah.
So
great player.
Yeah,
and he can play fullback, wing. Yeah. He'll probably eventually later on in his career make the outside centre.
Right, yeah. But they don't usually do it in New Zealand that much.
Yeah.
So transition wings to outside. That's more of a South African.
Yeah.
We move.
But I can imagine him being a great outside centre.
Yeah, possibly 100%.
Yeah.
And obviously Hugo Keenan and Bowden Barrett, I think well matched. Those two, I think it's no one's going to have the upper hand on anyone here. I don't think so.
Hugo Keenan's great under the high ball.
Yeah.
He's very safe. He's got a great kicking game. He does the 50-22 quite often.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but Bodie's also got a really good game. And then obviously Bodie, today might be his day. I don't know.
Maybe he steps up because a lot of these players has played in these type of situations before, where the Irish has not. These Irish players.
That's okay. We'll get to the prediction.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're right. But there must be that elephant in the room scenario. Like, is that in the back of this? I don't think so. I do think this is a special Irish team.
Yes.
I think,
well coached.
Yeah, just brilliantly coached. I can't believe it from who's the coach. To be honest with you, Andy Farrell.
Andy Farrell's the coach.
He's for me.
But also,
I would never have guessed he's such a class act.
yeah, but their set plays are ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
insane.
like I've never seen something like that. And that's because of the quick ruck speed. They can do with quick ball.
The thing is, you give your flyer space, and
And
the flyer,
time, yeah.
obviously, if he has time, you can actually move the ball
And he has
quicker.
so much options from fly.
Yeah, and the nice thing is also if there's pressure, it bumps up to Bandiaki crashes ball, quick ball again, and just plays on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why their wings always have space. It's because
Wrap around,
Yeah.
score.
I think what we did was we isolated Dingus really well. What's his name? Sexton really well.
Yeah.
So he didn't really have space. So you got ball all quite a few times. Obviously with a guy like Faf
Yeah.
in Peter Setoy puts all
And our special kind of
defense lines. Yeah. And they actually didn't do well to exploit our defensive style. I don't think they did that well to exploit our defensive line.
No.
I think a team that actually did well to exploit our defensive line was what's the other weak team in our isn't that Romania? Tonga did well to exploit our defensive line because they actually got the ball to the wing a load of times.
Yeah.
And that's why they scored 3 tries.
But we allow them to go to the wing. That's our defensive system. We want them to go wide. We push them out. That's like
Yeah, but because you use the outline, line up.
Yeah, you use it as an extra man.
The extra defender, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's obviously tremendous risk in it.
Yeah.
Tremendous risk.
Obviously.
Yeah. Cool. So quickly go. If we run through the subs, obviously Ronald Killer, Dane Coles is a class act.
Yeah.
He annoys me slightly because he always scores our tries against us. But yeah, I think he's really good. And obviously Marty Williams. This is this new type of player, massive man from New Zealand. I didn't even know about him until he came into the scene this year.
But very good.
Yeah, he's also talent because he's a young man. What is he? 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old.
140 kilograms.
140 kilograms. He's probably going to be a star in 4 years when he matures. Because obviously he's still a young man. Front rows at 22 playing for you internationally is insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Dave Kilcoyne, right? Kilcoyne.
Yeah.
Kilcoyne.
You got to do the Irish when you're speaking about the Irish.
Well, also class guy, but obviously I do think Tomato Williams will have a one up on him. In all honesty, the subs here don't look that great. The front rows. Tomato Williams stands out for me, and Dan Coles.
Jack Crowley was the centre we were talking about.
Yeah. So obviously then there's Joe McCarthy, Samuel Whitelock. Sam Whitelock is going on now.
Yeah.
For me, it's this is definitely his last hurrah.
Yeah.
But yeah, same for me with these two. Jack Conan is for me a really, really good player.
Yeah, very good player.
I think he's a class player.
Conor Murray is class, I think.
Yeah, Conor Murray. Yeah, he will actually make a difference when he comes on. He usually makes a difference.
Always plays well against us.
Yeah. I think last year we lost because of him.
Yeah.
I think last year we lost against him because of him. And obviously Dalton Papali'i.
Papali'i.
There you go.
See, I would have, if I was, I would have started him,
right?
Yeah,
100%.
Because he's a really good player. Dalton.
Yeah, he's a talent. Conor Murray, like we said, Finney Christie,
good player.
I actually thought they would have went with Roygaard. Cam Roygaard?
Yes, he's good, eh?
Yeah, he's something.
He's the next.
He's the next gen.
Yeah.
He's the next gen. I think Aaron Smith will finish up and he will slot.
And Roygaard is special. You can see there's something about him.
He's a try scoring scrum half.
Yeah.
I think he's going to cause a lot of problems for everyone in the future.
And they like those type of scrum halves. What was the tall scrum half that played for
TJ Paranera?
Paranera. Like I was a big fan of him. Like he kind of reminds me of yours type of.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think again also talented guy.
Yeah.
And then Jack Crowley, he's a solid rugby player. David McKenzie, X Factor player, right?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
He can win a game for them coming on.
Yeah, and he's defensively sound as well. I think he's a good player. And then Jimmy O'Brien, I actually don't know him. I don't know if you're familiar. And obviously Anton Leonard Brown.
Great player.
Anton Leonard Brown is a safe player.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make any mistakes. You know exactly what
Conrad Smith type player.
Yes, player, yeah, 100%. I quite rate him. Cool. So that's today's game. So now we're gonna jump into tomorrow.
How long have we been going on?
I don't know.
Not even sure.
Who cares?
You're gonna have to watch the whole thing to get to the Springbok game.
Unlucky,
because we do get lost in the game a bit.
Yeah, we can get into the conversation. Like you can see now, we actually go through it. So let's look at England and Fiji. Right. World number 6 versus world number 10.
Wop, wop, wop.
Dead rubber.
That's so unfair. Just to start off with, this Georgia sucks.
So England, Fiji. Let's look at that. So I'm gonna start with Fiji. The reason I want to start with Fiji, so Fiji went out, right? They played, just lost against Wales. Wales lucky to beat them.
Yes.
All right? They lucky to beat them. And then they went to Australia, beat Australia. Let's be honest, a poor Australian team.
Yeah.
Probably the worst Australian team I've ever seen.
In history.
I've never seen such a poor Australian team. I think, obviously, Eddie Jones, I think he has a plan, but the way he conducted himself was very poor for me.
Yeah.
Just overall, I think the way he approaches the media is poor. I think.
Just quickly on that, I spoke to Mark, another friend of ours, and
Shout out to Mark
Campbell. I told him, so Eddie Jones, he's a great coach. But he's a great coach in the era of bully.
I know where you're going.
Like when all the big coaches were.
Annika Meyer-esque.
They used to be teachers, teaching.
Jake
White. So he was in the Heineken Meyer. Cheers. Jake White, Rudolph Strauly. He was the best coach in that era, and also
the early 2000s.
I'm forever thankful that he helped us win the World Cup in 2007. I think
technically was really good.
Yes,
but I think he didn't adjust.
And what we were saying, the guys, and it's not about money, I think, but the guys are earning so much money these days. These rugby players, they don't want to be yelled at anymore, and that's the type of coach he is. That's why Jake White is not in the coaching box anymore. He's more the director.
John Mitchell also had a bad time. With Lions and the way it's coaching style.
Yes, that's
hard shouting, old school player.
The guys, they are professionals now. They can't
military-esque coaches.
And that's where Russie is like the opposite of that kind of. You know what I mean? He came from the players that were coached like that, and I think that's why
he enjoyed it. That's why he's got a different approach to things.
Exactly.
But that's a really good point, Jean-Pierre. If you look at like a John Mitchell, unpopular. Also, the guys now, what we need to understand, it's a different generation of people, men.
Yes.
They are more sensitive. They do not like this. I don't know. We grew up people shouting at us.
Yes,
so it's kind of normal. People shouting at that's it. No. People today are sensitive, and I don't think he thinks that might work for these young men. It probably does not. They're not used to it. It's very invasive and it's aggressive, and obviously I think he thinks he's doing a good thing. Probably doing the opposite.
Yeah, and he says he wants to take the pressure off the players because all the attention.
That's BS.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
That is him looking for attention. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
I just feel like he's.
And I think when you prove someone wrong, especially an arrogant guy like that, you'll fight. You'll argue it, even though you know
he's a hardhead.
Yes,
he's a hardhead. So no, you don't tell me. I tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's that type of player.
And anyways, but
that's my Look, for me, Fiji, again, I was going to just touch on it. So, Fiji did really well against the Tier 1 nations, and they did very poorly against the Tier 2 nations. Portugal beat them. They just beat Georgia. So, they started off well, but it seems like as the tournament progressing, the rugby is kind of dipping for me.
Yeah.
I really think so. I think, obviously, terrible news with Joshua Tuisalvo, with his son.
Yeah. That might have had a bearing on the last game, the Portugal game.
I think so, but my personal opinion, being a father as well, he should have gone home. I don't think this is the right time to do what he's trying to do. I think it'll obviously have an emotional impact on him. Something that's a tremendous loss for him and his family. But good luck to him.
Yeah, and blessings and
that's terrible news. So quickly run through my favorite team, England. I love them.
What a team!
Yeah. Start with the most lovable guy, Ellis Genge. Whatever. He's overrated. First of all, tremendously overrated.
Agreed.
I don't see.
I like Jamie George though.
Yeah, Jamie George is great.
Yeah,
he's a great player. He also seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy as well.
Yeah, and you can't say that the same for Ellis Genge.
No, like the opposite. I
don't
want to. He wants to brawl me in a bar, like type of guy.
Yeah, he's like let's go.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Yeah,
no,
I'm old now.
You said it. Okay, cool. So obviously Ironian Maui. Excuse us if we can't pronounce the names correctly. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the front row from Fiji. Solid, strong, big, strong men's talent that everyone can play a ball, as we know. Dan Cole. Dan Cole's fine as a rugby player for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's your favorite player? Maro Toje.
Moro Toji,
Do you like him less or Owen Farrell?
I don't know.
It's a toss-up.
There's three of them.
It's a game judge.
So let's just be honest here. South Africans probably don't like England.
Yeah.
That's not our favorite team because they've got really nice players in their team as well.
I love all rugby, but England's my least favorite rugby.
I have to say, yeah, they I don't like them. It's not personal.
It is
It's
personal.
personal.
Yeah.
That's personal. That's personal. I just don't like them. Anyway, so going through there, Moro Toji, he's actually not that good this year. For me, I think he's off form.
And it's always been overrated.
Yeah, they really like him, but he's an in-your-face type player. He can steal a ball, but he is also a guy that lives on the edge when it comes to being a poor disciplined player.
Yeah.
And I think with him, as soon as he gets frustrated, he plays poorly.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying that, I do think he will have the upper hand on his opposition. I do see that with their geez, I'm not going to try to pronounce some of these names. There you go, close enough. Olichesum is solid. I think he also has poor discipline for me as well. He seems to,
I must say, just going quickly to the next guy, I like Courtney Laws. He's like a solid player for me.
Oh man,
yeah, he's like
he tries really hard,
and he's like an old school type flanker, like a real seven.
Yeah, 100%.
So I like.
So just for if there's anyone that watches this from South Africa, our sevens are your sixes and your sixes are our sevens. So we do things different in South Africa because we're special. Okay.
Our blindsiders are they blindside you.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And then JP just pronounced that number six's name there. Lakima, and then what's his other one?
Tagatavulu.
It's Tagitagivulu.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Tagitagivulu.
Valu, yeah, well done.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
We do watch sevens as well, so.
So again, solid rugby player, good with the ball. All of them have got the handling skills, really, really talented and class. But Tom Curry,
good player.
Yeah,
he gave us a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, Tom Curry is for me. He can be like.
What's the other flanker they left out in the previous World Cup? He was amazing. He played New Zealand.
Sam Andiel.
Andiel, yeah.
Yeah. Where's he?
No, he's not even in the squad. He got dropped before the
World Cup.
Before the World Cup, and I think he's I was scared to play him when we played him in 2019.
They class. They've always got like really good loosies.
Yeah.
The English. They've got since in the 90s. There's always some talented guys. Neil Becks, and Martin Johnson, not Martin Johnson, Lawrence Delalio.
Yeah.
There's always some class active through the eras.
Lawrence Delalio said we're going to win this World Cup.
I know.
Yeah.
Cheers. Then obviously number 8, Ben Earl. I really like Ben Earl. I think he's again a new upcoming player, and I think he's going to probably play for England for a while. He's got a lot of passion.
Yeah.
He really feels the game. I think, and guys like that usually last long.
Yeah.
Same as James Lowe. It's annoying.
Yeah. Annoying.
And then Liami Mata, don't know him too much. Please forgive us. We don't watch too many of these players, so we're not familiar with a lot of them. There'll be some of the backs will come up. Alex Mitchell, he's for me a left field. I didn't even know about him.
Yeah.
I thought I thought always it'll be a Danny
They had a bit of bad luck with scrum off. That other scrum off theirs just went out just before the World Cup.
But he's not that good.
No.
I don't remember his name in any case. They never talking about. Just got injured just before with the warm-up games.
All right. Moving on swiftly.
Yeah, so Owen Farrell, the most loved rugby player in the world.
Best tackling technique. Everyone feels sorry for him.
Yeah.
What a guy. Anyways, moving on.
He does have a good pass though.
He does. He's a good rugby player. Come on.
Yeah, I think we just don't like it because of the tackle against Andre is where we lost the game. That's why, especially then, we started disliking him.
Yeah, and he never changed his technique.
And he got away with a lot of stuff. Now they're after him.
Yeah,
but it's because of the risk.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yeah, moving on. Cool. Obviously, then there's Botitu from I don't know him, and then Elliot Daly. getting on for me as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously Semi
Radradra.
he's
good.
Even we know.
Most yeah. Yeah, well, I was listening to the box office with John de Villiers and them, and like everyone said, the player to watch in this tournament is Radradra.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think where number 12, you're going to have 12, both really physical guys, Manu Tuolagi and Joshua Tuasova.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
That's a really nice matchup for me. I think it's going to be very interesting, very physical if they want to play that game.
I think England's going to revert to their game that they played against when they got the red card.
Yeah.
They're going to revert to that type of game. They're going to do the forwards in the pocket, not necessarily drop goals, but they're going to kick for court. They're going
to traditional.
Yes.
They're going to play traditionally. I think Fiji might struggle with this type of rugby.
Yeah, territorial
rugby, scoreboard pressure rugby.
Yeah,
I think it's something
that's a good England. They've been building a bit of momentum in this World Cup, and they're good at that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And
I'm with you.
Even though they're not the form team that they were 4 years ago, that's one thing that they do well.
No, I agree with you fully. Cool. Moving on quickly. Obviously, there's Joe Marchant versus Naya Kalevu. Can you pronounce it quickly? Naya Kalevu. Yeah, Naya Kalevu.
Yeah. Leave it there.
Anyway, yeah. Joe Marchant's also a very abrasive player. It's very in your face. Very similar for me to Tuolagi, probably a bit quicker.
Yeah.
But also, I think actually he's going to struggle against the captain. Yeah. I think if he could take them on the outside, he'll struggle because both wings from England's getting on for me.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny May. I actually quite like Johnny May and Elliot Daly. I actually quite like them. I do think they're really good finishers of the game. They know how to score tries.
They always play well against us as well.
They always score tries. I actually quite rate them. Even though I think, yes, they're probably at the end now getting there. Yeah. Especially when it comes to wings.
And they have nice wings coming through as well, England. So
yeah. No, 100%. And then obviously, just to go through quickly, their wing, Abosi, solid rugby player. And then Marcus Smith.
Isn't that your number 4 then?
My 4th favourite player. The hair.
Yeah.
The hair bounces too much for me. I do think, I actually didn't read why Freddie Stewart isn't in the game. In the match.
Very good player.
But it makes sense, Jean-Pierre, because I don't see Marcus Smith being tested on the high ball. I don't see it. And Freddie Stewart is
not against Fiji. That's probably why they chose him.
I'm sure there's some underlying thing we don't know, but we probably should have read up about it.
Yeah. Because we are so prepared for this podcast.
Professional. Heineken.
Yeah.
Future sponsor. And then obviously then there's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very disrespectful. No offense, man.
On our next podcast, we can have the stuff like running on the screen.
Like what? Alaisa Droasese. Oh, good heavens. Sorry about that, folks. Cool. Then just quickly through the backs because Theo Dan, Samuel Matavesi, Joe Marler, Penny Ravai.
Love Joe Marler though.
He's very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. It seems
like a personality of the game.
It seems interesting.
Yeah.
Good like that. Okay, cool. Obviously, Carl Sinclair, I think he's overrated. I always thought he's overrated. Well, especially against us. He does well against other teams. But against us, he's very average.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, he tries to be.
Yeah.
Good for him. George Martin, good. I actually like Dave Ribbons quite a bit. Yeah. But I didn't go with Dave Ribbons. But yeah, it is what it is. And then obviously, Billy Vanapola.
Useless.
He's overweight. He's super front row for me. He's done for me. I think this is his last hurrah as well. And I believe Mira, Danike.
Danike is a good player as well.
Yeah, Danike he can actually make a difference in the game. Kuruvoli, George Ford. George Ford is a solid rugby player. I don't know if you lose anything without him. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think. Marcy, Ollie Lawrence, and then Shirley Makala. Cool. So that's kind of just run through that. And then obviously the big one, everyone's keen on getting our feedback on this one. That I know.
You'll be getting a lot of emails and messages.
Everyone wants to hear this.
Yeah.
Especially our friends on Facebook waiting for this podcast eagerly to be released. Cool. So the big one for me of the weekend, France But South Africa, number 2, number 3 in the world, major game for both the host and the current world champions. It's going to be unbelievable.
You wanted to do that.
Okay, cool. So I think if we look at the past 5 results, I'll quickly speak off memory now. The past 5 results, we've actually won 4 games. They've won 1. But I have to say, we lost that game, and it's the only game we've ever played against under Fabien Galtier. The other 4 games was against with the previous coach. So there's obviously Galtier has done really well with the French team. He's got a really big back. He's got fast back line. He's got talented. Obviously, the point everyone talks about, everyone knows about it. But even they for me, their backline substitutions are really talented rugby players.
Jalibert is very good.
Yeah, I don't think they lost much with Intermark not being there. I don't think so.
On the flip side, I think Jalibert is
I told you also. I think he's a great talent.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good rugby player. I think he's proper. He stood up well. I don't think they lost.
Great place kicker.
Yeah. No, but Thomas Ramos.
Thomas Ramos. Yeah. Sorry.
But I think they don't lose much with Intermark not being there. Cool. So, but if we run straight into the teams, let's just do that. But yes, past 5 games we won 4. The last one. Obviously, last game they beat us in France. We kicked 100% that day and we lost.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had some
the red card, Peter Steff, and also then the red card to Dupont.
And we also had.
But that was in the 50th minute. So.
Yeah, I'll go through it now. But some interesting choices from our team. But I think I've got an idea what the plan is. But I'll go through it now. Okay, cool. So quickly look at Cyril Bai, sorry. Really good rugby player, talented, strong man, good with the ball hand, and then obviously Stephen Kutzoff, everyone knows Spicy Plum, brilliant player.
Probably the most consistent rugby player we have.
High workload, good over the ball, tackles a lot.
Well, he's one of the. We only have. We'll go through it now, but we only have about 3 guys who are good over the ball. And
proper.
Kutzoff is one of them.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll go through it, and obviously. Mawaka, yeah. Also good. I do think Bongi's got the upper hand. Yeah. I really rate Bongi. I think he's a class act. He's a good. He scores tries. He's tough as nails. He looks like a dolphin.
Yeah.
All this muscle, doesn't he?
He's good. He's just good.
Yeah, I really rate him. Obviously. Antonio against.
Obviously, we'll just quickly touch on how much do we lose in Malcolm Marx.
I think that's a major loss. The more
especially coming into these games now.
The more time goes by. The thing is for me, the major loss, Jean-Pierre, is literally over the ball.
Yeah,
I think he's an immovable object.
And I think that's where Dwayne comes in. But anyways, I think that's why Dwayne's starting.
I also think so. I think that's why they played Dwayne the 80 against Tonga.
Yeah,
but possibly he'll play 80 today.
Yeah, because he must do Marks.
Yeah,
bring that role.
If I don't load this up on time, this is Saturday of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Then we move on real quick. Brandon Merwe, Frans Malherbe.
What a player.
Yeah, what a player. The Bubblers man himself.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, we really do. And he's underrated in a lot of aspects.
His work rate is ridiculous. How many tackles does he make for a tight end?
Like 12, 13 a game. No one even notices that. I wouldn't pass the ball to him, to be honest with you. But I mean, like...
He never runs with the ball.
He shouldn't. That's for him. But I mean, like, his scrum is amazing. His line of work is really good. His maul work's really good.
Yeah.
The tackling, defensive game is really good. And he organizes the defense really well. Have you noticed? Around the fringes.
Yeah.
He's actually really good in that. So, underrated player in the rest of the world, I think. But for me, for him, for Jean-Pierre, we really, really rate him.
And also, just quickly on Stephen Kutzoff and Malherbe, this year, we both said our replacement, Ox and Trevor. Okay, Trevor's not in the team today.
Which is something we probably need to chat about. That's strange for me almost.
But they've been, for me, the better loosehead and tighthead, but irrelevant because...
For Vincent brings a different dynamic.
Yeah, he's a great ball runner.
He's a great ball runner. He throws great angles.
Lines,
his lines are really good. I think also, I don't think a lot of people notice that, but he does bring a different dimension as a front row because he does come in there and runs a brilliant line.
And he's a good scrummer as well. He's a good scrum.
You can't say anything. No one notices it, but he scrums really well.
And he never starts.
He's played 50 tests, he never started again.
Yeah.
Cool. Obviously, Cameron Wokey against Ivan Etzebeth. What can we say about Ivan Etzebeth?
Loki is good though. Yo.
No, both. Tybal Flamon. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. And obviously the workhorse himself.
Woki is their line-out guru.
Look,
But I've been like the few games. Like I said, I'm not the biggest. I don't watch all the France games, so
I actually don't know him. After you know him better than me. I don't know him that much.
he's a good player.
Again, just to touch on a bicep, it's a bit. He's just what I can say about him.
Speaks for himself.
Brilliant lineup jumper. Really good attacker of the ball. I really rate him as an attacker as well.
Yeah,
Um,
and he just brings a presence.
Yeah.
That's
It's just Irish actually.
just brings a presence into that team.
Okay, Franco Mossad, he is a workhorse of note.
Yeah.
He just
So what's going to happen with Franco? Because we only have one lock on the bench because of 5-3.
that's where it's interesting. I don't know because
Is Franco going to play the full 80 because
no.
he's the fittest player in the team?
I actually think he will. Obviously, they'll take him off. I'll bring him RG. Ivan will definitely play the full game. I think, except if something happens.
You think Peter Steph will go to lock?
No, I think actually Sia Kulisi will be replaced by Kwagga Smith. I think that's because Peter Steph plays 80.
So okay, but between Sia and Dwayne, someone's going to have to play 80.
But that's what I think. Dwayne. That's why they played him at 80 against Tonga.
All right.
I think so. Obviously, but I've got.
Sia never plays 80s. That was
He never plays 80.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's a 60-minute guy, and then he goes off. I don't think my kind of thought process with this is, where we do like the bomb squad, right?
Yeah.
So we do have we actually replace this pack pretty much after half
The whole
time.
6. Yeah.
I think we're actually going to do this for the backs and forwards today or tomorrow.
Okay, just bring everyone on.
I'll tell you. I'm going to get to it now. I'll tell you exactly why I said that. Cool. Quickly, obviously, Jalange, really good rugby player. I rate him. I think he's really good. Sia Kulisi is a class act. He came back from a major injury within 4 or 5 months. And
We are just big fans of Sia Kulisi.
Yeah, add it. We really like him.
Yeah, he's a great rugby player.
Yeah, great person, great rugby. He's good for South Africa.
Yeah.
He's good for rugby. I think with him being there, you'll get a whole bunch of new Sia Kulisis one day. Everyone wanted to grow up being a Sia.
And all these dominant tackles.
But also I think it's a lot of people obviously on
How many times does he make a dominant tackle and changes the whole
dynamic
of the game? Like the momentum's with the other team, and then Sia Kulisi just smashes someone.
It's out of the left field,
or just
everyone else is really good at that.
And does a counter rock, and just decides, okay, we're gonna take this game back. And Sia Kulisi does that.
He is that guy.
Yeah,
100%. Obviously, one of my favorite players in the world, Peter Steph. I'm an absolute fan of this guy. I just rate him. I just think he really is such a good player.
And he's almost on that form again.
He's super form.
Yeah, but like 4 years ago, World Rugby Player of the Year.
He's for me. He's just. I'm a really big fan of this guy. I just think he's got a great liner. He's really good on attacking, really good defense. I don't like him as much close to the line. He doesn't tend to knock on.
Yeah.
But
he scores a lot of tries though.
But he does. This year he's not been doing that. So for me, it changes dynamics slightly in the sense that we brought something new to his game. He's more safe for me close to try line. He used to knock quite a bit in the 22.
Yeah, probably he really has passion for the Springbok jersey. That's like
I think so. I've got a suspicion Peter says Toy is not a guy going to play into his late 30s. I think he's going to be probably end quicker than we all think.
Because of his engine, it's just like too
I
much.
just think he's putting in everything this year.
Yeah.
And obviously Charles Olivon, they've really got good loosies.
Yeah, that
Aldred as well.
Aldred is their go-to forward momentum guy. He's gonna get them go forward ball, and
Dwayne is definitely this is his last hurrah. So
I think Dwayne has a bigger bearing on this game than we
give him credit for.
Yeah.
I also think this is something. I do think he's here for a reason today or tomorrow. Sorry. I think he's going to be that guy that has that little bit of difference that can. He's very good over the ball.
He's very good. Immovable.
Immovable object as well. Because if he gets his hand on the ball, more than likely he'll get the ball.
When he goes for it.
Yeah.
That's where Ian Marks are very similar in the fact that they time their steals
Yeah, effective.
Yeah,
Very effective.
they won't go for it, but they don't.
It's very seldomly you'll get him off the ball.
Yes.
Except if they penalty or whatever. But yeah, he's the big moment guy. He is the big moment guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He will be the guy. They on a try line. He'll go in there. He'll steal the ball. Same as Max used to do. Same.
Exactly.
Cool. And then let's talk about number 9s. Both very interesting for us.
Yeah.
I think obviously there's massive risk for France playing Dupont. I think he will be put under tremendous pressure with number 7, Peter Stefatoy. I think Peter Stefatoy will put him under tremendous pressure.
That's why Reinach is for me a
strange choice.
But a good choice, because I'm not the biggest Reinach fan. I must.
Same here.
I thought Faf is that guy that would
biased.
Yeah, but Faf would put him under more pressure than Reinach.
100%. And also, sorry to interrupt, but I also thought Faf would put tremendous pressure on Aldred as well.
Yes, exactly, because he's just that guy. But I think one of the reasons Faf is on the bench as well. Faf has let us down because of his passion, because he just goes in too much, like risky
discipline.
So I think they're gonna leave that energy until the second half, and then he's gonna come on and he's gonna do exactly that.
I'm going to get back to my thought process with this. Okay, anyway, let's quickly move on. Obviously, Matthew Jalibert, we just talked about him. Really good rugby, he's on form. Yeah. I think he's doing tremendously. Marnie Lebok, I think I'm going to start with I'm going to lead into my conversation now with what I think here. Okay, so I'm going to just jump between the players. So Marnie Lebok and obviously, what's his name? Damien Willemse is a combination.
Yeah.
Damien Willemse makes tremendous meters with Marnie Lebok playing. But obviously that's because of the UFC and the Stormers.
Yeah.
But that's why it's a combination. So I'm going to actually just go straight into it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to play a guesstimate here, or just kind of make a prediction here, that what we're going to do is we're going to replace 9, 10 and 15 in the second half as a squad, because traditionally Andre Pollard and Valerie plays really well together.
The same type of dynamic.
Faf. Yeah. So we're going to change the dynamic in the second half. This is a prediction, obviously, that they're going to do it that way.
I think you're 100% right.
And they're going to change the style. It's something different. It's something out of the box. And I think because Marnie plays a certain way, and Andre plays a certain way.
Yeah.
So I think that actually might happen, because that makes sense to me.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense to me, because I'm right?
Yeah.
Willie and Dennis plays really well.
That's why I'm saying I think Corvus Reinach was a strange choice.
I thought Grant Williams was going to play.
Yeah, me too.
Because Grant Williams is super talented.
What's the other scrum of
Jalen Hendrickson?
No, I just thought because Marnie Lebok, he hasn't played so much with Reinach before. Am I right?
No one has played much with Reinach. But Reinach played well with Pollard, and he played well with Lebok.
And Reinach is having a great tournament, so
he's very aggressive
for
scrum half. I mean, aggressive in the positive way.
Yeah.
Like he's in your face. He's a real Staffy.
Yeah.
He's in your face. So anyway, let me carry on. Obviously, there's Biel Barry, that's the young man, the 20-year-old wing from France. He seems like a talent. I don't know if this is probably the right game to bring him in. Well, he will be tested. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason Colby, everyone knows him, superstar.
Yeah.
He makes tons of meets every game, even though he doesn't score tries this year. He just makes loads of meets.
Yeah, he does. He's just like you have to pick him. He picks himself.
Yeah. Jonathan Danti versus Damien Delenda. Damien Delenda, everyone's kind of underestimated. I do rate underestimated, I'll be honest with you. But I do think Damien Delenda, he is the guy for the moment. Why I say that at JP is against Ireland. Look how he stood up against it.
Yeah, exactly.
He almost killed John
Sexton. I sent you the stats. Eh? Yeah. I sent you the stats.
Even Aki's stats almost pretty much the same.
The same. But you never see it because it doesn't look as flashy as
he doesn't score the try.
Yeah.
He doesn't score a try. If you score a try, everyone's like, oh, look at him. He scored tons of tries. But he does make the meters.
He does make the meters.
He's a really good defense. He never slips almost any tackles.
Probably next to Ari Savia, he's got the best tackle fight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, his leg drive is insane. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, while you're tackling him, it's going to...
I do... Let me just quickly jump to this. Sorry. So, I do think Jonathan Danti is going to give Marnie Lebok a hard time. I think they're going to target him the same as they Bandi Aki targeted Marnie Lebok.
Yeah.
Marnie Lebok defensively is good. Just it's okay. It's good for me. But if it was me, I would attack him.
Yeah.
Because... You put in time but what we'll do, obviously, we'll get Sia to help defend. I guess, to help
they probably have a plan. I mean,
yeah, they have to because that was.
We're speculating, but we know Rassi and Ninaber's got like
there has to be some play here. There has to be some trick up the sleeve somewhere. I think we'll get the France winner.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be any surprise. I think we'll get the France. No, it works for them. What South Africa has lately is we very much an out of the box team. We think differently. We approach games differently.
We're trendsetters.
6-2 is a thing.
Yeah, everyone does
thing.
it.
It wasn't a thing 4 years ago.
Yeah, 7-1 is probably going to be a thing in a year. So.
That's why I always like to just follow the leaders, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So quickly, JK, Jesse Kriel, the JK method.
What a season.
I think
what a
he's doing
season.
really well.
It's probably his
best box season
ever.
I think defensively does not slip in.
But he's never done that. His attack has just stepped up.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's very quick.
I think he's always been a good attacker. He's just never had the chance and never shows it,
And Gael Fiku, one thing about Gael Fiku, Jean-Pierre, is over the ball, he's really good.
Yeah.
He steals a lot of balls.
But that's also where Damien the Lender comes in. On
pressure.
our side. Yeah.
Because I do think we shouldn't get, our backline needs to be wary of not getting isolated with this guy close to you. Because he I think pretty much, it's like as well. If you get isolated, he will go in the circle. I think in the back of my mind, I really wanted to be in the mix.
Yeah.
But you can't have everyone in the mix. It is what it is.
I would have started but
I
would have started but even
but
though he hasn't played in a while, because you know what you get from him, and he's just a special player.
Yeah, no, he's a super talent. On form, best outsides in the world.
Yeah.
Cool. Damien Pinot, form of his life.
Yes, so what a player.
Yeah, he's if you give him a hospital, I do think.
And those jelly bear cross kicks for Pinot just.
It works.
It works.
I think we do have very quick players. Quick, what I mean by 15-meter quick, they move quickly. So where he usually gets more space.
Yeah, I'm just scared. Our rush defense that we do, they can exploit.
We'll expose it.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the only. But I think they would have thought.
They're going to do that, aren't they?
Anyways,
they're going to do. They're going to.
They love doing the cross kick against us because of our defensive system.
I would cross kick.
We run all our players away from the ball. Yeah, you know what I mean. Away from the space.
I would cross kick, and obviously then there's Thomas Ramos, brilliant place kicker.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant place kicker, and then obviously Damien Willemse,
also great
attacking extraordinaire. I think if you give him space, he'll run you into the floor.
Yeah.
And
he's coming into his own this last year.
I think so. Look, for me,
it was a bit.
Erratic.
Erratic is the word I was looking for.
It can be kind of up and down, and he can make poor decisions. But he's at the age now. He's 25, 26.
Yeah.
He's getting to that age now where he's matured. He kind of knows situations. He's been into.
Doesn't take the chances. He doesn't take the chances he used to.
It's too Irish again.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying my best with English.
That's brilliant. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not so reckless anymore. It takes calculated risk.
Yeah.
Not so like this Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Cool. Then obviously, Pierre Bougarat, very good rugby player against Dion for the old hand. Dion, I think Dion will man up.
Yeah.
Dion will man up. He's a really solid guy. He's good over the ball. And he's very light though. They do move him.
Yeah, they did move him against Tonga like a lot.
Like and the pinball, wasn't it? And he was running.
Yeah.
He was running with the ball and he got bounced.
But he played a great game against Tonga. What a game.
Yeah, he played really. Look, he knows this is it.
He also has an engine. That's the thing.
But he's at 90 kilogram hooker. He's going to do well. He's going to play.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to be all over the place. But again, I really admire him in the sense of what he's doing actually for the team. I think it's really admirable. Going from flank to hooker, and the greater scheme of things, it's very impressive.
I listened to Skulk Brits on
Scholar.
Yeah, your friend. I listened to him talk about him moving from hooker to flanker, which is to 8, which is he said was
way easier.
And he said now Dion moves from flank back to hooker, and he says like he can't at his age, he can't believe he's like doing
that's insane. Let's quickly go there. Reda Wardy. I don't know him actually. Oxenchair. I think Ox is doing really well.
What a season!
I would have really loved if Trevor also played. To be honest with you, it's just because of
also a combo.
The height thing as well. Ox and Trevor both are like in 174 to 177, short men. But when no one scrums them, they do come in and they make a massive impact.
Like I said before, they maybe they're the better combination for me this year than
I do.
than
I
Kitshoff
agree.
and Malherbe.
I agree with you 100%. I do think they are the form front row for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know the impact Francie and Steven makes, but obviously when they come in, the guys are soft enough.
I mean, I think this is the thinking behind this today is because they are maybe the form. Ox is the form loosehead.
Definitely, yeah.
So he's going to make that impact in the second half. So,
but we know you're not losing anything with Vincent Koch. Vincent Koch, like we said just now,
different
dynamic. He can run with the ball. He gives you something differently that Trevor probably didn't give. Maybe Trevor. We know Trevor's not always fit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something else as well. And then obviously Dorian, Aldegheri, not known much in my domain.
No, me either.
And then obviously Ergia, the Viking
so
from Pretoria.
Just came back and just playing the same rugby again. He's just
and he's injury free thus far.
And he just brings another dimension when it comes to locks.
Yeah, and I think he really worked on the offload game because you can see he's actually trying to make an effort to offload.
And if he can do it, that changes the game. When a lock offloads,
you just don't need Frans Malherbe next year.
Because he has game. He put him through the
Frans shouldn't be the guy next to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. Francois Kroos, very good rugby player. Kwagga Smith, the biggest impact player for me in the world, definitely.
Great season again for him.
When he comes on, he makes a difference.
Yeah.
Obviously, Siku Makulu, proper talent. He can play what? He can play wing as well, right?
Yeah.
Makulu can play wing and Lucy on the forward. Yeah. Faf de Klerk, the hound dog himself. I think he will put tremendous pressure when he comes on.
Also, I agree totally with you. Like you said, I think he's going to come in
squad system.
He's going to come in like the 45th minute type of thing, and
semi-squad system, right?
Yeah.
Small squads.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Maybe the forwards, and then maybe a bit later for the backs. Like in the.
I think so. I think a lot. 60 minutes. You bring the three of them on. You change the dynamic of the game itself, or the direction of the game.
Yeah.
And you put scoreboard pressure game.
Yes, exactly.
Suddenly you put a different game. If you go straight into Maxime Luku, good player, Andre Pollard, obviously as South Africans, we're excited to see him back.
Yeah.
Because of there's stability with him. He's known. He knows.
And
what's
you can
coming.
see his class. He just came back and was like just class.
100%. And then obviously
our favourite player.
What's his name?
Billy LaRue.
Billy LaRue. So obviously Billy, like we said, Billy and Andre, it's actually a really good combination.
Yeah.
It works out really well. They know each other so well. So that's why I think it's very interesting. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing how this will play out. And also Mufana, a good player. I do think we have the upper hand on him.
Yeah.
Our bench does look stronger than their bench.
Exactly.
I do think we've got a class bench. Obviously, there's some class there. I think up front they'll struggle against our reserves. I think obviously.
Also, in all honesty, I don't know the French that well.
No, we don't watch top 40,
yes.
So we're not too familiar with it. I do think if the pawn goes off, they will lose. But we'll go to predictions now.
All right.
Cool. So I think that's it from us in the sense of just kind of going through the teams and class results.
Matchups, yeah.
Just kind of statistic, etc. So just to go through predictions, right? Wales, Argentina. Are you going to do a points difference?
I'm not going to go point. I'm just going to go win or lose because it's irrelevant.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair. It doesn't matter. Matter.
They can win with 1 point, and so I'm going to Hail Mary for Argentina.
I was gonna go. I'm gonna go Argentina. Yeah, I think Argentina's gonna take this one.
I think if they show up, they can win.
I think based on what I saw Saturday against Japan, I do think there's some sudden form. I do think it'll be close though. I do think it'll be close. Look, Argentina is known to beat Wales.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to go. And Argentina can actually look. Wales also a really good World Cup team. They know how to win in World Cups.
Yeah, they always go far.
So they always go semi-quarters.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, the one World Cup they went out of the pool stage, but this team knows how to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, and they never lose far.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Ireland, New Zealand. Let's hear. I'm gonna hear this one now.
Okay. On
I'm gonna play head on.
Head on. No. I'm going New Zealand because I think although they played kind of the weaker teams the last two games, I think it's a good momentum builder for them. And just on paper, they're a very good,
class outfit.
Very good team. Ireland.
Shoot your people.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Ireland is the better coached side, I must say. You can just it's getting darker there.
No, that's fine. I think mine was just getting blinded.
Ireland is the better coach side. You can just see it. They're probably, they're just a good side this year. But I'm going New Zealand.
Jeez. Big call. Call. I'm going to go Ireland. I can't see them losing. I just can't. I think, like you said, they're so well coached. Johnny Sexton plays the 80. I can't see them lose.
You're probably right. I'm just going to go New Zealand.
No. I know why. I want them to win, but I do. I just think this outfit is definitely for me the best team in the past 2 years in the world.
Yeah.
By far.
And
Number far. In my opinion, us as second.
I think they are rightfully number one in the world.
Yeah, I also think so. I think it'll take a lot for New Zealand to beat them at this stage.
I know the rankings went up and down, but they're rightfully number one.
They're number one consistently for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
They deserve where they are.
Yeah.
Which is great. England, Fiji, for me, this is actually, I think this is going to be easy. I think England's going to beat them.
Yeah, me too. I think Fiji played their best game.
Done. Against Australia.
Yeah.
I think this is it. I think this is where they say goodbyes. They did really well.
Like I said, I think England's going to go territorial game. They're going to go very old school.
They're going to play. They can play scoreboard pressure. They're going to play set piece rugby.
Yeah.
And they've got a really good squad. They can defend. There's a lot of mature players in that squad.
Yeah.
That's done. That look at the wings. That purposely went with Elliot Daly.
And they
Johnny
know
May.
how to play World Cups.
They've been in 3 finals for a reason.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Okay, and then obviously the big one, France versus South Africa. So obviously I think it's who we're going to go for.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go South Africa. Right, easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Although my name is Jean-Pierre Dupré.
I do think. For me, I told you the other day, I think it's going to go one of 3 ways. So either they're going to beat us just, we're going to beat them just, or we're going to smash them.
Smash them, yeah.
I think it's either going to be one of the 3 ways. Obviously, that. Well,
I think forward. If we get the forward dominance, we are going to smash them.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Furthermore, otherwise it's going to be a kicking. It's going to be a kicking contest.
One thing, sorry, John. One thing I do think we're going to do, we're going to maul them.
Yeah.
Which we haven't done this whole World Cup.
Just go for the corners the whole time.
I think you just go for it. Take the pointers on offer. Obviously.
Second half, you're gonna come Pollard. You're gonna take those penalties, and we're gonna go because Quagga's gonna come on. He's gonna win penalties for us.
Good point.
Yeah. So then Pollard's gonna do those, but also nothing anything close to the halfway line is gonna go corner, maul. You're going to go maybe for a penalty try. You're going to maybe go for, just forcing a yellow card maybe and just get them rattled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. Pity it's 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
A pity it's the quarterfinals. This should have been like the semi.
No, but they always say quarterfinals are the toughest games.
Yeah.
Semis are usually some podcasts who they said something.
But the best of all is we're gonna have our easiest when we win this game. We're gonna have our easiest game.
No offense to the other 2 teams, but I do think so.
We're gonna have our easiest game in the semi-final, and that's
yeah.
And then it's a South Africa versus Ireland/New Zealand final.
Okay, cool, guys. That's it from me and JP. This has been actually really fun.
Yeah,
I actually really enjoyed it.
I don't know how long this has been.
but I actually really enjoyed this much more than I thought it would be. Just going through the motions, but I hope everyone watches it. If you do watch it, subscribe. I guess. Yeah. Thumbs up.
If this sounds a bit weird,
we're working on it. Okay,
yeah, we just started this. We bought
on a whim.
We bought a mic.
A little really crappy.
We have a few laptops and
in front of us,
statistics and
we don't have a cameraman. It's a cell phone.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good day. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.